Hey, this is Sandy, Girl with the Grill, and today we're doing kicked up jambalaya. Let's get started. Alright guys, we're making my kicked up jambalaya today. This is something that I do at the beginning of each year. Happy 2020, by the way. It's so awesome to have a new year. And this is what I do on New Year's Day, but this is a phenomenal winter meal. You can make this anytime. So let's get started on the ingredients, okay? How important it is to prep before you start cooking. There is nothing worse than having an ingredient that you have to stop and chop or put together or whatever. So I want to stress to prep your meal prior to cooking. So let's go over the ingredients of this jambalaya. Alright, so I prepped this yesterday, and I can prep this a day ahead or 2 days ahead. There is nothing wrong with that. If you are ambitious enough, you're going to prep it the same day and get started on your pot of jambalaya. So let's go over this, okay? Okay, so we've got a quarter cup of olive oil, okay, 1 pound of medium shrimp, okay, which I've seasoned with Creole seasoning, and I'll give you that recipe. It's amazing. You make it on your own, but we're going to season the shrimp. The Creole seasoning is what I've made here, and I will give you the recipe for that. We'll just put it in a shaker, and everything gets seasoned with this, okay? 3 chicken breasts cut up, which is also seasoned with the Creole. We've got 1.5 pounds of sausage. I used pork Italian sausage. You can use andouille, you can use chicken or turkey sausage, whatever you want. Just make it your own. This is really not rocket science. So I used Italian sausage, but andouille is awesome as well. 2 cups of onions chopped, 1 cup of celery. Okay, this is mixed in with my bell pepper. We've got 1 cup of celery, 1 cup of bell pepper, because we're going to add this to our jambalaya at the same time, so I just combined it. We have 4 cloves of garlic, minced, and 1.5 teaspoons of thyme, okay, which I mixed together. We have 3 bay leaves and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which is on the bottom of that. We have 1 cup of chopped tomatoes. We have 6 cups of water, or you can use broth if you want, but there's so much flavor in this jambalaya that you may want to omit the broth and just stick with the water. We have 2 cups of rice, salt and pepper, 1 cup of chopped green onions, and 1/2 cup of chopped parsley. Okay, so this is really everything that's prepped, ready to go. We are going to start cooking right now. Alright guys, so here's what's in the Creole seasoning that I made. You're going to season your chicken and your shrimp with this, and I pre-mixed it in a shaker, but here's what's in it. Okay, 2.5 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, and 1 tablespoon of dried thyme. And you're going to mix all this together, combine it, and put it in a shaker just like I did. And this is your secret ingredient. This is what you're going to season your meat with. And it's so easy to make, and it'll keep, you know, a couple of months in your cupboard. You could use it on many things, but this is what I use for my jambalaya to season my shrimp and chicken. Alright, so we're going to do this in steps. Alright, in a jambalaya, everything is done. The shrimp is done, and we're removing the shrimp, and then we're going to do our chicken, and we're going to remove our chicken, and then we're going to add all the other ingredients. So I'm going to saute the shrimp in 2 tablespoons of olive oil for about 4 minutes. All right, our shrimp is looking amazing. So this looks really, really good. So now I'm going to remove this with a slotted spoon. And we're going to add that back in at the last step. And I'm going to add the remaining olive oil, which is a little less than 1/4 cup. And we're going to heat that up and we're going to do our chicken. All right. So now I've added the rest of the olive oil. I'm going to add my Creole seasoned chicken pieces. And we're going to saute this for about, 8 minutes until they're browned and golden. Alright, so I have been sauteing the chicken for about 8 minutes and it's nice and golden brown on both sides. So now we're going to remove the chicken. That's all wonderful flavor right there, guys. Alright, so now the next step is to add the sausage. And this is just cubed Italian sausage, mild, but you can use andouille, you can use hot pork, Italian sausage, whatever you want. Make it your own. And we're going to saute this until it's brown. And I would say on the sausage, we're talking maybe 6-7 minutes. Maybe less. Use your judgment on this, okay? I just want this completely cooked through. And then we're going to add all of our vegetables after that. Okay, that will be almost our final step. But all right, our sausage is brown. It's looking really good. So now the next step is going to add our 2 cups of onion, our bell pepper and celery, our garlic and thyme. Ooh, let's get out of there. We want all that garlic. More garlic, the better. We're going to add our 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne and our 3 bay leaves. And we're going to saute this with the sausage for about 6 minutes. This is coming together really, really nicely. You know, I love New Orleans food, or is it New Orleans? I don't know. Is New Orleans or New Orleans? I don't know. It just depends on the part of the country you're standing in. But Cajun food rocks. All right, I just wanted to quickly say that all those bits from the shrimp and the chicken that you see on the bottom that you wanted to deglaze, that all your veggies that exude this moisture when you add them, and you're sweating this out, and it just, this is all flavor. All this on the bottom, you want that in your jambalaya, okay? And it just cleans up the pot beautifully as we sweat the onions and the celery and the bell pepper. Yeah, just beautiful. Okay, so our sausage and veggies are looking really, really good. So now our next step is going to add a cup of tomatoes, which I've chopped. You can use dice that you drain if you want. We're going to add 6 cups of water, and we're going to add our chicken back into the stock at this point. All that. Gonna mix it in real good, and now I'm gonna add some fresh ground pepper. This is fine ground pepper, not the coarse. To your taste and your liking. I happen to like a lot of pepper, okay? So I'm gonna add quite a bit. Salt. I'm using kosher salt. And a good palmful. It's not going to oversalt it. And we're gonna mix all this up. And now I'm gonna simmer this for 20 minutes. And then we're gonna add our last step. We're gonna add the shrimp back in, we're gonna add our green onions, and then we're gonna add our parsley. Okay. This has been simmering for about 20-25 minutes. And it's looking fantastic. So I'm just gonna taste my broth really quick for seasoning. Oh my gosh, that is so good. So the last step is going to be, we're gonna add our shrimp. We're gonna add our green onions. And we're gonna add our parsley. And we're just gonna mix gently. This smells so good. Okay, so now we're going to simmer this for another 10-15 minutes. Okay, so the rice I cooked separately. I cooked a brown rice medley, which is brown rice with wild. You could use brown only, you could use white rice. And at this point, you could add your rice to the jambalaya. I prefer to spoon it into my bowls and pour the jambalaya over it. Okay, but you could add your rice at this step all together and simmer it for another 10-15 minutes and serve it like that. I prefer to do it separate. So do your thing. Whatever you want to do, make it your own. If you want to add the rice, add the rice. If you want to use white or brown, use white or brown. But at this point, we are going to simmer this another 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to be good to go. Alright guys, we are ready to plate my jambalaya. This is kicked up jambalaya. This is kick-ass food that I have prepared every year for the last 7 years. So let's get started, okay? So what I did was I made my rice on the side. So we're gonna plate it. So we're gonna put a little rice in the bottom. So we're gonna welcome in 2020 with this beautiful meal. Oh my gosh. We got this beautiful chicken, shrimp, and sausage, and this broth that is so good. To me, this is prosperity and abundance right here. It's the best food, and I've given you all my secrets, all my spices, and this is definitely kicked up, New Orleans style. And now I'm going to top it off with some fresh green onion. And there you go. Now that's a one-pot meal. So thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you watching me. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Have the most amazing New Year and week.